قلناها من قبل، يعني أنك تتنازل على المحاكمة وعلى هيئة المحلفين وكل الأشياء.
أنا أقبل، بس يعني لو أخذت النقطتين ما راح يفيروني من الشغل.
I do agree. The only problem is if I get the 2 points, they're going to fire me from my job.
I don't negotiate the points. That's up to you and the city prosecutor. I'm simply administering the case. It's your choice whether or not to accept the reduction in charge or plead not guilty on the original charge and schedule the matter for trial. That's your decision to make.
هو ما بيناقش النقط. هو الحاجة الوحيدة اللي بيحكي عليها هل تعترف بهذه المخالفة اللي خففها كاتب المحكمة من قبل، أو لا تعترف بالمخالفة وحيرسل القضية للمحاكمة.
لا أعترف إني مخطئ.
I do like plead that I'm guilty. I do.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and go forward with the 2-point disposition.
ولهذا هو حياخد باعتبار النقطتين.
And so my question is, do you understand that if I accept your plea to this 2-point violation, you are renouncing your ability to have a trial or to appeal the results of the trial?
ولهذا يعني اللي يريد يفهم أنه إذا أعطاك هذا النقطتين أنك حتتخلى على اختيارك أنه يكون عندك محاكمة أو استئناف إذا لهذا الشيء اللي أعطوك اليوم.
نعم.
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
هل في أي حد اللي جبرك أو دفعك أنك تقبل هذا يعني النقطتين؟
لا.
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
هل في أي شيء قال لك مثلا إذا اعترفت بأنك مذنب حنسوي لك هذه ونعطيك هذه؟
No.
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
هل أنت تحت تأثير أي مخدرات أو كحول اللي كتمنعك أنك تأخذ قرار هنا بالمحكمة؟
No.
No.
Then to the charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on January 13th of 2022, here in Commerce City, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
يعني وأنت سائق سيارة اللي كان فيها مشكل يوم 1/13/2022 كوميرس سيتي، كيف يعني كتصرح بأنك مذنب ولا غير مذنب؟
مذنب.
I plead guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
هو بيقبل حاليا الاعتراف. هل في أي شيء تريد تقوله للقاضي قبل ما يفرض عليك العقوبة؟
نعم.
Yes, I do.
What would you like to tell me?
ما هي الأشياء اللي تريد تقولها للقاضي؟
أريد أقول أنا يعني ما أسرعت، هذه أول مخالفة لي، وأخبرت البوليس إني معي حالة كوفيد أبغى أوصلها للمستشفى. زي ما تعرف إن أنا شغال ميديكيت، وإذا أخذت أي بوين أنا ما عندي سيارة لأن سيارتي انسرقت، وهذا حق البوليس الكيس نمبر وكل شيء، أخذوا كل أغراضي في السيارة، فأنا مديون الآن بقرابة $3000، وزوجتي حامل بتولد بعد شهر.
أوكي، خليني نقول له هذا الشيء ومن بعد تكمل. يعني so this is my first infraction. So the police stopped me And I explained that I have because I am a Medicaid driver, I drive patients to their appointments. The police stopped me and I explained them that I have a patient with me, and this patient had an appointment and she had COVID. She was late for the appointment. That was the only reason I was speeding. Right now, I don't have a car because my car got stolen. And it's telling me on the ticket that I need to pay $3,000. My wife is pregnant and she's going to have a baby very, very soon. اتفضل.
Yeah, this ticket does not carry a fine of $3,000. I don't know where you're getting that information.
$3,000 يعني الغرامة مش حتكون $3,000 ومش عارف منين جاتك هذه المعلومات.
لا أنا مطلوب $3,000 عشان السيارة اللي انسرقت مني وزي كده، وهذا رقم الكيس نمبر. ممكن اتصل بالبوليس ويتأكد من كل المعلومات اللي أنا بدلي بيها.
يعني أنت طالب $3,000؟
لا، هم يطلبوني أصحاب السيارة لأن السيارة ما تبعي اللي انسرقت مني.
So I had a car and that car was not mine. And that car got stolen. And they want $3,000 from me.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the traffic ticket that I'm resolving.
هذا الشيء ما عنده أي علاقة بالمخالفة المرور اللي بيحكي لك عليها القاضي.
لا أنا بحكي ظروفي يعني.
I'm just talking about my situation.
Okay, I understand that. For my purposes, you need to understand that just because you were transporting a sick patient who was running late does not justify speeding. You need to follow the rules of the road. Go ahead.
ولو كانت معك مريضة لا يعني أنك عندك الحق أنك يعني تسوق بسرعة، لأنه فهمتي كيف؟ يعني لازم تتبع القانون ولو هي مريضة.
Every driver has to follow the rules of the road.
أي سائق عليه أن يتبع قوانين القوانين يعني للسياقة.
And by speeding on this date, you did not arrive at your destination any quicker because you got pulled over and got a ticket for speeding, which delayed you even further.
يعني وأنت كنت تتمشى بسرعة، ولو يعني كنت سائق يعني بسرعة ما وصلت للموعد لأن البوليس وقفوك، ولهذا ما رحت يعني بالكل للموعد، ما راحت للموعد بالكل.
How long have you been driving in Colorado?
كم صار لك من سنة يعني وأنت بتسوق هنا بكولورادو؟
لي 2.5 سنين.
2 years and a half.
All right, I'll take that into consideration and the fact that this is your first ticket.
حياخد هذا باعتبار وأنه هذه أول مرة عندك تيكت بالسياقة.
I'm going to impose a fine of $60 plus surcharges plus court costs.
حيعطيك غرامة $60 زائد تكاليف المحكمة زائد غرامة إضافية.
If you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they will tell you the total and work out payment arrangements.
إذا بتروح للنافذة حيحكي معك كاتب المحكمة وحيقول لك يعني ما هو المبلغ النهائي، ويقدر يقسم لك المبلغ مثلا على بعض الشهور حتى تدفع كل مرة، يعني تقطعها على عدة شهور.
Do you have any questions?
هل عندك أي أسئلة؟
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Can we go back to the clerk, please? We can discuss the 2 points because you are not able to.
I'm sorry,
Can we go back to because he was talking about the 2 points. Can we go back and talk to the clerk about the 2 points?
It's not the clerk, it's the prosecutor. He's reducing this from a 6-point speeding ticket to a 2-point defective vehicle.
Exactly.
He's not going to go below that.
لأنه طلبت منه أنه نحكي مع هذا المهرق حتى يعني ينقص من النقطتين، يعني يشيل هذا المستحيل أنه يشيل النقطتين لأنه نزل من 6 ل 2.
نعم شكرا ما قصرت.
Thank you so much.
If he'll go to the clerk's windows, they'll tell him the total and work out payment arrangements.
حتروح للنافذة حيقول لك المبلغ الكامل ويقدر يقسم المبلغ على بعد الشهور حتى تدفع كل مرة مبلغ يعني شوية يكون أخف.
شكرا.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Felix, can I get you to put that device on mute so that I don't get feedback when I call the next case? Thank you. Brandon Navarro, if you would come to station number 1, please. This is case number EM 14521. And to the interpreter, thank you very much. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. I appreciate your help. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Navarro. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the original charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation on March 3rd of 2022 at about 3:52 in the afternoon in the area of the 5400 block of East 65th Avenue, the city attorney will dismiss the remaining charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Okay, he also indicated to me that he's recommending that I order you to do a violence is preventable class as well as an Alive at 25 class. Did he tell you he was going to recommend that? You need to answer a little bit louder. Thank you. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video. Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Give me just a second. The Arabic interpreter, Mohammed is still sitting at that computer. He needs to go to see the clerks in the lobby.
محمد
نعم.
تقدر تروح للنافذة حتى يعطيك المبلغ، تخرج وتروح للنافذة، تروح عند كاتب المحكمة حتى يعطيك المبلغ النهائي.
اوكي.
تقدر تخرج من الغرفة، ما في مشكل.
اوكي.
مع السلامة، شفتك على خير.
الله يسلمك.
مع السلامة.
كثير.
Yes, thank you very much.
And you can go ahead. I don't think do we have another Arabic? Okay, to the Arabic interpreter, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Thank you. All right, and Mr. Navarro, are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces? All right. Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the original charge of engaging in careless driving, a 4-point violation on March 3rd of 2022 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with the full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just a moment. All right, anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? This one's a little unusual. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I want you to listen carefully. Oops, I guess I should double check your driving record. Yeah, your driving record shows a ticket from Thornton from November of last year. Is that entry correct? All right. I'm going to impose a fine against you. Listen carefully to how I'm imposing the fine. I'm going to impose the scheduled fine, which is $280. I'm going to suspend 140 of it because I am going to order that you do the Alive at 25 class, and I am going to order that you do the Violence is Preventable class. All right. So when you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is once the surcharges and court costs get added in. And if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan. They're also going to give you a referral to the people that put on both the Violence is Preventable class and a different referral to the people that put on the Alive at 25 class. They're both one-day classes. They both cost about $75. What I want you to do, obviously, is when you get those referrals, contact those people this week. Get them set up. Try to make sure you get them set up before the deadlines my clerks give you. They're going to give you 6 or 7 weeks, so you have plenty of time to get the classes done. When you finish those classes, they're going to issue you what's called a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets submitted to my court on or before the deadline my clerks give you, okay? Don't let that lapse, because then, in this case, I'd have to issue a warrant for your arrest, and I don't want to do that, okay? So make sure you get it done on time. Once all that stuff is done and paid off, then the case is concluded. So again, do you have any questions? All right, when you go to the windows, they'll work out payment arrangements and give you a referral to the 2 classes, all right?
The 140 is the suspension.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Joshua Martinez, if you would come to station number 2, this is EM 9220. Good afternoon. Give me just a moment while I pull up your case.
Yeah, that's why we continue.
Yeah.
That was most active reach out for today, but you were on the docket, so I think we just.
So, Mr. Galvin, on Mr. Martinez's case, it says that we're setting it for pretrial because he's having surgery.
He wasn't very communicative with me. He just said he didn't want to talk about it today.
Okay,
He told me he was having surgery. I was wanting to get a continuance.
okay, we'll set it over. Not a problem. All right, so I need to go through the advisement part. I have a document that alleges that on March 2nd of 2022 at about 7:17 in the evening, in the area of the 9700 block of Highway 2, 97th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you were speeding 59 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. It is a 4-point violation. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes.
All right, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll set your case over for a pretrial conference. When you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they're going to give you the notice of the new court date. If you wish to get copies of the police officer's notes or reports related to your case, ask my clerks. They'll forward that request to the city prosecutor and they'll provide that information to you free of charge. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, go to the window, see Michael. Okay, Ever Velázquez, si te puedes arrimar a estación número 3. Buenas tardes. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the charge of driving a vehicle without proof of insurance, a 4-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the remaining speeding charge against you from March 1st of 2022 at 1:30 in the morning in the area of 93rd and Tower Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today by pleading guilty to this one charge?
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the charge of driving without proof of insurance when required, a 4-point violation on March 1st of 2022 here in Commerce City. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No.
Okay, I'm imposing a fine of $100 plus surcharges plus court costs. You need to understand, if you pick up another charge of driving without proof of insurance within the next 5 years, the mandatory minimum fine becomes $500. If you get 2 more within the next 5 years, the mandatory minimum fine becomes $1,000. So it is very important that you not drive without insurance again in the future. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. If you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they will tell you the total. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Okay, these next couple are English. All right, Eric Rupp, if you would unmute your device, please.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Give me just a moment.
Yes, sir.
All right, I have a document that alleges that on February 16th of 2022, at about 5:34 in the afternoon, in the area of 6361 72nd Avenue, you're charged with unauthorized utility connection. It's in essence theft of unauthorized utilities. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? Mr. Rupp, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, sir.
All right. The city attorney says that he's not going to ask you to enter a plea in this case. He wants to hold your case in suspense for 6 months. If you stay away from the property at 6361 East 72nd Avenue, waive your right to a speedy trial and not commit any new law violations in Commerce City other than traffic violations for 6 months. At the end of 6 months, without the need for you to appear, this case can be dismissed. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, a couple of things. One, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did, sir.
Okay. Two, are you a veteran of or a member of the United States Armed Forces?
No, sir.
Okay. And then finally, you have the right today to plead not guilty to committing this offense. If you did, the city would be obligated to bring your case to trial within 91 days of today's date. That's called your right to a speedy trial. Do you understand that if we hold your case in suspense for 6 months, we're going beyond that 91-day right to a speedy trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And are you willing to waive that right to take advantage of what the city attorney is offering you?
I am, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to waive this right against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to waive this right?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir, I'm not.
I'm going to find that you've made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of your right to a speedy trial in this case. We'll set your case for administrative review in 6 months. My clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll send you a notice of when that 6 months is up. I'm ordering you not to return to the property at 6361 East 72nd Avenue and to pick up no new law violations other than routine traffic violations for a period of 6 months from today's date. At the end of the 6 months, you can contact my clerk and they will give you a copy of the order of dismissal, assuming that you comply with my orders. Do you have any questions?
Yes, the warrant, they had issued a warrant last week because of for this charge right here. Will they lift that because I was in court today?
Give me just a moment and I'll double check that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, do you know if the warrant fee's already been assessed? This is 5143. It doesn't look like it has. It has? I'll waive it. Yes, I'll vacate the warrant and I'll waive the warrant fee. Okay? Any other questions?
That's it, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Up, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that right now, sir.
Should be a red button down on the bottom right portion of your device.
I'm totally out of there. I go, here it is. 1 second. The red button.
Yep.
Um,
All right, Juan Carrillo, case number ZM 4276. Mr. Pearson, I think this is your case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Is Mr. Carrillo joining us, or are you asking to make his appearance?
I'm asking to waive his appearance for pursuant to 167202, Your Honor.
All right, yeah, minor offense. And it looks like you just want to reset this matter for another pretrial conference, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm just waiting for discovery in this case.
All right, give me a moment. How do you look on April 21st or 27th?
The 21st, I am currently scheduled for a trial up in Idaho Springs. The 27th at 1 o'clock, I assume?
Yeah, 1:15.
1:15. That should work. I have a 3 o'clock in Aurora, but I think I can do both.
Okay, give me a second. All right, the matter then is continued for a pretrial conference to Wednesday, April 27th at 1:15. Is there anything else I need to address regarding Mr. Carrillo's case?
Just to confirm, is it going to be by video or in person?
I'm going to say virtually.
Okay, that should be fine. I have nothing further in this case today, Your Honor.
All right, do you have anything else on the docket you need me to address?
No, sir, just that one.
All right, thank you very much. You're free to leave. Have a
Thank
good
you.
afternoon. All right, court's on the record regarding Stephanie Barnes. I believe, Ms. Hutton, this is your case.
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is EM 14509. The matter is scheduled for pretrial conference at today's date at 1:15. It's now 2:01 in the afternoon. It does not appear like Ms. Barnes is here in open court. Have you had any communication with Ms. Barnes?
Unfortunately, I have not.
The phone number I have for her, and I'm just verifying that you received this, is 720-831-7062.
No, I did not receive that one. I had a 719.
Yeah, that's the one on the ticket. I got this number from her, from the indigency application.
Oh, I didn't receive that.
I don't know why they don't give you these numbers when I do that. It's all right. This is becoming a routine. All right,
Oh.
let's do this. I'm going to pass your matter for a few minutes. Again,
Okay.
the phone number is 720-831-7062. Try to reach out to her. I don't expect her to Zoom into today's meeting, but if you make contact with her, we can reset this and I don't have to issue a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, let me
All right.
see what I can do.
We'll pass this matter. You can go ahead and mute yourself.
Okay, thank you.
All right, court will be on the record in case number EM 4668. Ms. McGinn, I believe this is your case. It's regarding Daniel Rivera.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. He is on the phone with his mother. And there she is.
Okay, well, I see he's got a screen up. Go ahead. All right, there you are.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. This
Good
matter is
afternoon.
scheduled for a pretrial conference on today's date. I have a note that says that Ms. McGinn and Mr. Gallen have agreed to set this matter over for another pretrial conference. It doesn't say who wants the report from the therapist. Is it Mr. Gallen or you, Mr. McGinn?
Mr. Gallen.
Okay. And any objection to setting this matter over, Ms. McGinn?
No, Your Honor. And, but could I just get, Ms. Vasquez, are you okay with that? I wasn't able to get into a breakout room with them for that.
¿Qué dijo? Can you repeat it in Spanish, please?
Espera un momento. Miguel,
Okay.
I need you to get on the Zoom for me. On the Zoom. Espera un momento, señora.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Vasquez, could you get a letter from Rocco, his therapist, updating the court on how he's doing in therapy?
Puede tener una carta, señora, de Rocco que le diga cómo está usted mejorando.
No tengo una carta, no me dio una carta, pero sí fuimos a la terapia.
I understood her. Miguel, the question is, can you get a letter from Rocco about how Daniel is doing in therapy?
Okay.
La pregunta es si puede obtener una carta que diga que Rocco diga cómo está yéndole a su hijo.
Sí, claro, yo la consigo.
I can
Yo
get
le
it,
digo.
yes.
Okay. Ms. McGinn, how much time would you like?
¿Cuánto tiempo necesita, señora?
I mean, soon, 3 weeks.
Muy pronto, 2-3 semanas.
Ok, porque su siguiente cita es en 3 semanas.
She needs it in 3 weeks.
I can set this for April 20th at 1 o'clock.
Puedo poner esta cita, la siguiente cita para abril 20 a la 1 de la tarde.
Ms. McGinn, does that
Okay.
work for you?
I don't think so. I mean, I could if but I have something at 1:30.
Podría, pero tengo algo a la 1:30 ese día.
Well, the other choices are either April 6th or May 4th.
La otra cita sería abril 6 o mayo 4.
April 6th is fine.
Abril 6 estaría
That's
bien.
next week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Eso es en 2 semanas.
Senora Vasquez Casillas, I'm sorry. Do you think you can get the letter by April 6th?
Señora, ¿usted cree que puede obtener esa carta para antes del abril 6 para traerla aquí?
Pues como apenas empezó una terapia con él, no sé si me la pueda dar, pero yo puedo tratar.
Since the therapy just started with him, I don't know if he will be able to get it for me, but I will try to get it.
How often is he seeing the therapist?
¿Con qué frecuencia ve al terapeuta?
Pues apenas ha ido una vez, apenas, bueno, empezó con la primera vez nomás para los papeles y todo eso, entonces ya fuimos una vez y luego le tocan 3 semanas la otra.
Well, only one time. However, the first time went to handle papers. So the next date is in 3 weeks.
I'd rather set this further out so that he has more opportunity to attend therapy.
Entonces voy a poner la cita más atrás para que haya oportunidad para que el terapeuta trabaje.
So
Ms.
maybe
McGinn,
that May date would be better anyway then.
Right, May 4th at 1:15.
Okay.
Mayo 4 a la 1:15, señora.
Sí, está bien.
That will be fine.
All right, my clerks will send an email to you as well as to Ms. McGinn as to the new court date and time.
Mi secretaria va a mandar a usted su mensaje electrónico diciéndole y recordándolo de la fecha.
Ok, sí está
All right,
bien.
fine.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Ya puede salir de la sesión, señora.
Ok, gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, on the record regarding Christopher Johnson at CM 303553. Ms. McGinn, I believe this one is yours as well.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Christopher is present with his guardian, Marnie Wilson.
All right, this is case number CM 00303-553. Do we only have one case for Christopher Johnson?
This is a new case, yes.
Yeah, this is the new case, all right. Give me a second, because it looks like it's a paper case. Give me a second. Yep, there it is. Yeah, this is all stapled together, so give me a second. And I'll put it for you. Second statement. All right. I have a document that indicates that Christopher is pleading guilty to committing the offense of trespass on November 30th of 2021 at 4:10 in the afternoon from the area of 6160 Kearney Street, that's the middle school, here in Commerce City. In exchange for pleading guilty to this charge, the city attorney will dismiss the charge of having an illegal weapon. However, he is asking that the weapon be forfeited. Ms. McGinn, is this your understanding of the proposed disposition?
Well, I didn't hear him say forfeiting it, but I don't know if.
I'm not going to have a child have an illegal weapon in Commerce City. So yes, they're going to be forfeited.
Yeah, I don't know if he even has it or if it was his. I imagine he does not have it anymore, but
I don't know if they seized it or not, but if they did, they're forfeited. If they didn't, he needs to make sure he doesn't have them in his possession anymore.
Sir, I got rid of them.
That's good enough for me. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. All right, Ms. McGinn, otherwise, is this a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
yes, it is.
And do you believe it serves Christopher's best interest by having him enter this guilty plea to the trespass charge?
Yes,
Thank you. Ms. Wilson, do you understand the original charges filed against Christopher?
Yes,
And do you understand what the city attorney is offering Christopher in an effort to resolve this case?
yes,
Do you agree that Christopher is acting in his best interest by accepting this disposition and pleading guilty to this trespass charge?
yes.
Finally, Christopher, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand what's being offered to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this what you want to do, is plead guilty to the trespass charge and have the illegal weapons charge against you dismissed?
Yeah.
How old are you?
15.
How far have you gone in school? Let me put it this way. What grade are you supposed to be in?
9.
Okay. Do you have any trouble reading, writing, or understanding the English language?
Nope.
Okay, good. Have you had enough time to consult with Ms. Wilson and with Ms. McGinn about what serves your best interests on how to resolve this pending case?
Yeah.
And as it relates to Ms. McGinn, are you satisfied with the service, advice, and representation that she's given you thus far in this matter?
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember when, but have you at some point watched the advisement of rights video?
Yeah.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yeah.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
Nope.
Are you currently under the influence of any
Nope.
drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
Nope.
Then to the charge of trespass on November 30th of 2021, shortly after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, from the area of 6160 Kearney Street here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived, as well as the possible consequences. Ms. McGinn, anything by way of mitigation?
yes. So he has been doing better behaviorally, and he hasn't been getting in trouble. His friend group has been better. He's been a lot more respectful at home. I think the only issue here is his schooling, which he's not really attending right now. He was supposed to try to figure out either an online school or an alternative school, and hasn't really been following through with that. And Ms. Wilson is just concerned about him long-term academically. But I mean, he's not getting in trouble at home anymore, but.
Okay, did he actually get expelled? Because I know that he was on the expulsion track. Did they expel him?
Yes, he did.
Okay. All right. Ms. McGinn, anything else?
No.
Ms. Wilson, is there anything you want to tell me about Christopher that I should take into consideration?
No, only that he really just thinks he can do whatever he wants whenever he wants. I have no say in what he does, so his life needs to go in a direction where he thinks about his own consequences. What I have to say means nothing.
Okay, Ms. Wilson, I actually would prefer right now if Christopher came back and sat there rather than you, because it's his case. Christopher, you want to come back and have a seat there real quick? All right, Christopher, I'm reading through the report, and obviously the school took its own action against you based on the facts of this case. Obviously, as you may have been aware, you can't bring guns to school, you can't bring knives to school, you can't bring brass knuckles to school, and there's pretty much a zero tolerance for all of those things in school districts. That's a little different than things that go on in terms of the court. And once you've been suspended or expelled from school, you can't go back on the property. So out of a minimum, the one thing that is certain is I'm entering a protection order that until the school lifts their ban of you on their property, I'm ordering you not to go back on the property of Kearney Middle School. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, now you need to tell me, is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you on this case?
No.
All right. You know, one of the things that I tell young people, which obviously you are, is you're making decisions at your age right now that are going to have an impact on the rest of your life. You know, don't mean to bore you, but let's be realistic about this. You're basically competing with everybody else your age to get what you want out of your future. So I don't know if you ever decide you're going to want to go to college. You're probably not even thinking about it at this time. But at some point, you're going to need to go to work and take care of yourself, earn a living. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say I'm a boss and I'm the guy that's in charge of doing the hiring. And I have, you know, Christopher applying for a job, and I have somebody else your exact same age who's never gotten in trouble in school, who's never been expelled, never been suspended, who graduated on time, and all they've got's a regular high school diploma, and all you've got's a GED. Who am I going to give the job to? Who would you give the job to? Would you hire Christopher or the other kid?
The other one.
Sure. And so remind me again, how old are you?
15.
Okay, so right now, going to college and going to work probably are not the top of the priority things in your mind, but you're making a decision right now at 15.
Work, yeah.
I'm sorry?
Work, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But again, you're making a decision right now at 15 that can affect your ability to get a job at 18. I mean, I realize that right now, you know, you're not really focused on what your life career is going to be, but just applying for any job. You're competing with other kids your age for every job that you want to get. And the way to compete is to prove to the people who do the hiring that, one, you're dependable, that you're stable, that you're going to do what you're told, you're going to show up on time, you're going to give them an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, or at least put out the effort. And so far, you're not showing anybody that you have the ability to do that. Now, I'm not your dad. And cold, hard reality is if you appear in front of judges, it's usually because you've done something wrong. I don't want to have you coming back to court on a regular basis. I want you to start thinking about what your future is going to be like. And by your future, I don't mean this afternoon. I don't even mean tomorrow. I mean the things that are going to affect you when you're trying to get a job, that try to provide for yourself so that you can have your own home, your own car, your own money to spend, and basically be making your own decisions on how your life's going to proceed. That's all I'm trying to do, okay? So here's what I'm going to suggest to you, is start thinking about it. what kind of job do you want to have when you can make those decisions? And then what are you going to need to do to be able to get that job? The one thing you have to do is you're going to have to go back to school at some point and further your education. Whether you get back into traditional school or just get your GED, they're both going to involve you having to learn more than you know today. That's step one. Step two, you're going to have to stay out of trouble, because the more you get into trouble, the more black marks you get on your record, the harder it is for somebody to hire you down the road.
I already have a job right now, though. I'm not even worrying about a job.
Okay, well, what do you do? What do you do? What's your job?
It's none of your business. Sorry to tell you, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
No, you don't understand. There is no such thing as none of your business when you're talking to a judge. So tell me what you do.
you really want to know what I do that bad?
Yeah, I want to know because you're 15 and you can't have a W-2 job or a 1099 job. So I might turn in your boss for hiring an underage person. So what do you do?
Isn't that interesting?
What?
I said, isn't that interesting?
I didn't understand your answer. Speak up.
Nothing.
Hmm?
Nothing. Nothing.
No, you're not going to tell me what you do?
Hmm?
You're not going to tell me what your job is? I didn't hear you. Are you going to tell me what your job is?
No. I'm sorry, but no.
Okay. Well, again, you need to understand that we're talking about your personal liberty here. So I want you to understand something. You need to figure out what it is that you want to be when you grow up. You need to figure out how you're going to get there. If you keep doing what you're currently doing, you're not going to get there. Would you agree?
No, I am.
I'm sorry?
I actually feel like I am now.
Yeah, well, again, you do stuff like this and you're not.
Well, we'll see.
All right, here's what I'm going to do in your case. I'm going to impose and suspend all of the $300 fine. The entire fine is suspended. Ms. Wilson, there's $29.
What this?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wilson, there's $29 in court costs I am going to have to assess against you.
Okay.
I'm also going to order that he does 32 hours of useful public service. He's got plenty of time since he's not in school and declines to tell me about work. He can do that at any legitimate nonprofit organization. I'm also going to have him do a class called Making Better Choices. It's for young people. And I'm going to have the court pay for it so that it doesn't come out of your pocket, Ms. Wilson.
Thank you.
All right, so all you have to pay is $29. The Making Better Choices class for youths, the court's going to pay for. 32 hours of useful public service. Christopher can perform that useful public service at any legitimate nonprofit agency of his choice. So Christopher, find something that interests you so that it's less like punishment. The only requirement that I make is that it must be done at a legitimate nonprofit agency. Do the work, get it done by the deadline. Stay out of trouble. If everything goes well and you get everything done, this will be the last you'll see of the judge. If you fail to comply, the judge is probably going to order you to reappear for a future hearing. If you get into any more trouble, then it's going to be even more severe the next time. Any questions? No? Okay, Ms. McGinn, anything else I need to address with regard to Christopher?
No, thank you.
All right, then you all are free to leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Too.
Or to go back on the record with Ms. Hutton regarding Stephanie Barnes.
Well, again, I did get a hold of her. So,
Good.
and she said she didn't receive anything about the court. And I told her that not to worry. We were just going to continue it. And so she wasn't going to try to call in or anything. I'm going to call her as soon as we're done.
All right, let's pick a new date. I need a Rule 211 on this one. I don't know why this was given to me like this. Yeah. Ms. Hutton, let's check your calendar. Today's the 23rd. normally we'd be setting the 28th, but we're not going to have court on April 28th. So I can offer you the 21st, the 27th, May 4th, or May 5th.
The 21st, I'm gonna be out of town, and the 4th or 5th works for me, so whichever day looks easier on you.
They're all going to be easy on me. Tomorrow's my last day on the bench.
Oh, well, congratulations. I was wondering, because you said February and it's March, so.
Yeah, I meant February and it's March.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Well, then let's just go for the 4th, I guess.
Okay, so you'd rather
May
do
4th.
Wednesday, the 4th
Yeah,
of May? Okay.
and that'll be at 1 o'clock again.
Yeah, 1:15. Give me a second. Mr. Garland just sent this up with a note instead of a 211 form. All right, Ms. Hutton, I've indicated that Ms. Barnes was contacted you by phone with the number that I provided. Her appearance for today is waived. We'll reset this matter for a pretrial conference to May 4th of 2022 at 1:15. Is there anything else I need to address with regard to Ms. Barnes?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. You can go ahead and leave the meeting.
I will do that, and best of luck.
Thank you. And all three stations are clean, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And Felix or Miguel, this next one's Spanish. All right. Court's on the record in EM 8639. María Gómez Martínez, si te puedes animar a estación número 1, por favor. Good afternoon. I have a document that alleges that on February 23rd of 2022, at about 1:30 in the afternoon, from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? All right, the city attorney says that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set this matter for a new court date. Between now and then, if you complete a one-day class called petty theft, complete 16 hours of community service, stay out of the Walmart and not pick up any new cases, when you come back, if everything is in order, the judge can dismiss this case. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to give you the notice of the new court date. It's going to be set in about 6 or 7 weeks. That way you have plenty of time to be able to get everything done. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class. It's important that you contact those people right away. That way you can have the class scheduled and completed before the next court date. When you finish the class, they're going to give you a certificate of completion. It is your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets submitted to the court on or before the next court date. My clerks are going to give you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick to do the community service must be a legitimate nonprofit agency, such as churches, schools, Boys and Girls Club, Goodwill. Find a place that's convenient to you. Make sure it's a legitimate nonprofit agency. Do the work, have them fill out the form. Again, it's your responsibility to submit that form to the court on or before the next court date. Then the rest is easy. Stay out of the Walmart and stay out of trouble. If you're able to accomplish everything by the next court date, when you come back, the judge will dismiss the case. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
No.
Right? If you'll go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they will give you all of the information that you need to accomplish this order.
Thank you.
Mhm. Jordan Morales, this one's English. If you would come to station number 2, please. Station number 2, número 2. This is case number EM 1977. All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 18th of 2022, at about 6:30 in the evening, in the area of 13069 East 106th Place here in Commerce City, it's alleged that Jordan committed the offenses of damaging property and abusing toxic vapors. The city attorney has agreed to dismiss the charge of abusing toxic vapors. So all that's left is the damaging property charge. Jordan, do you understand what you're accused of doing? Okay, the city attorney said he reviewed the elements of that charge with you. In other words, he explained what he would have to prove if your case went to trial in order for you to be found guilty of the charge of damaging property. Did he go over those elements with you? Okay. He also said that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set this for a new court date. Between now and then, if you complete 16 hours of use of public service, agree to pay restitution in the amount of $333 to Turnberry Elementary, and commit no new law violations, on your next court date when you come back, if everything is in order, the case can be dismissed. Is this how you wish to resolve your case? Okay. Are you his parents? I need them to answer.
My mother, Valentina.
I'm his father, why?
Okay. All right. First, do you both understand the original charges that were filed against Jordan?
I do understand the charge, but I didn't know about the bike that was being, he just said it was just on the stuff operating.
I'm sorry, a what?
About the bike. I guess that they're saying that there's a bike, you just said there was a bike in there. And I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of destroying the property.
Yeah, that's the only charge that I have left. I don't know anything about the facts of the case. That's something that you would have discussed with the prosecutor.
Okay.
The only thing I know of is what he's accused of doing. And in this case, it says that he's accused of damaging property and abusing toxic vapors. That abusing toxic vapors charge is dismissed. The damaging property charge, they're saying that he owes $333 to Turnberry Elementary, but I don't know what that's for.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Do you understand what the city attorney is offering your son in an effort to resolve this case?
Yes.
Do you agree that your son is acting in his best interest by entering into this agreement with the prosecutor?
Yes.
Thank you. Jordan, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
All right. When you and your parents go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to give you the new court date. It's going to be set out about 5 or 6 weeks. That way you have plenty of time to get everything done. They're going to give you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not have to be done in Commerce City. So find some place that's convenient to you and your parents. Make sure the place you pick is a legitimate nonprofit agency. That's the only requirement that I make. If you find something that you're interested in, it seems less like punishment. So, if you want to do it at a Boys and Girls Club, that's fine. If the rec center is putting on a soccer tournament and they let you volunteer to help set up a soccer tournament and that's what you want to do, that's fine. Your church, if you want to do it at your church, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me where you do it, so long as the place that you pick is a legitimate nonprofit agency. Do the work, have them fill out the form, bring that back with you. My clerks will tell you how to make the arrangements to pay the restitution to Turnberry Elementary, either through here or directly to them. It's usually done through here and then we give them the money. And then the rest is easy. Just stay out of trouble. Don't pick up any new cases, either at school or at home, okay? If everything is in order when you come back, the court will dismiss the case completely. And because of your age, it can be expunged from your record. So it's like having a completely clean record again. But that only works if you get everything done, okay? Do you have any questions about what's expected of you? Do either of you have any questions about what's expected of your son or you?
No, I don't.
Okay, if you'll go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they'll work out these details for you, okay? Thank you. No, I can't because, well, I need him on Zoom. All right, on the record in CM 00302631, Ignacio Torres Gonzalez. Mr. Torres, if you could unmute your device, please.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Felix Miguel, this one's Spanish.
Excuse me again, I didn't hear you.
Tenemos un intérprete
Oh,
aquí,
okay, en
espera un
español. Yeah.
momento.
I'm sorry, en español, está bien.
Sí, lo
Muy
vamos a hacer en español.
Gracias.
All right. I have a document that alleges.
Tengo acá un documento que dice.
Espera un momento. All right. The document alleges that on January 28th of 2022 at 10 o'clock in the morning in the area of 9401 East 96th Avenue here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of engaging in harassment. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Tengo un documento aquí que dice que usted está acusado de una acusación de hostigamiento que sucedió el día enero 28 a las 10 de la mañana, más o menos en la calle 96 Oeste, aquí en Commerce City.
Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
¿Entiende lo que está la acusación que tiene usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Right. The city attorney indicates that he explained to you the elements of that charge. In other
El
words, he
fiscal le ha
explained what
explicado a
he
usted
would
los
have to-
elementos de esa acusación.
Sí.
Yes.
He also indicates that you and he have worked out an agreement that if you complete a one-day class called Adult Making Better Choices, 16 hours of community service, have no contact with Wyatt, Hambrick and commit no new law violations, on your next court date, if everything is in order, this case can be dismissed. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Usted hizo un acuerdo con el fiscal en el cual va usted a ir a un seminario de un solo día de un solo día.
Adult making better choices.
Y que tiene que, eso se llama cómo hacer mejores elecciones. Y no puede acercarse a la víctima que fue un tal Juan Hamburg.
Sí.
And 16 hours of community service.
También tiene que hacer 16 horas de trabajo comunitario.
Sí.
And pick up no new law violations.
Y no puede tener ningún nuevo cargo, ninguna acusación nueva.
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
And is this how you wish to resolve your case? By
Esa
doing
es la
what-
manera como usted quiere este caso resolverlo, ¿verdad?
Está bien, sí.
Yes, that's fine.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Usted vio su nota con los derechos que tiene usted en la
Sí.
computadora. Yes,
Sí
I
lo
did.
vi.
Yes.
When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email, either later today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Usted cuando salga de esta reunión, mi secretaria va a ponerse en contacto con usted a través de la computadora esta tarde o mañana y va a decirle, yes, go ahead, Judge.
They're going to give you the notice of the new court date and time.
Le va a decir la fecha en que tiene que regresar.
They're going to give you the referral to the people that put on the class.
Le va a dar información con respecto a la clase que tiene que ir.
It's important that you contact those people right away so you can get signed up for the class and have it completed before the next court date.
Tiene que ponerse en contacto con estas cosas que va a dar mi secretaria para cuando que estén acabadas, cuando usted regrese a este tribunal.
Está bien.
That's fine.
They're going to give you the form we use for community service.
Le vamos a dar el formulario que usamos para el trabajo comunitario.
You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City.
Usted puede hacer el trabajo comunitario en cualquier parte, no tiene que ser en la ciudad de Commerce City.
Está bien.
But the place that you pick to do it must be a legitimate non-profit agency. That's the only
Pero
requirement.
el lugar que elija para hacer el trabajo tiene que ser un lugar que es legítimo y que no tengan, que trabajen fuera sin lucro, sin esperanza de lucro.
Está bien.
That's fine.
I'm ordering you to stay away from Wyatt Hambrick.
Y tiene que estar lejos de White Hamburg.
Está bien.
That's
And you're
fine.
to commit no new law violations.
Y lo importante es que no cometa nuevos delitos.
Está bien.
If everything is
fine.
in order on your next court appearance, then the case will be dismissed.
Si usted cumple con todo lo que le hemos pedido que haga, en su siguiente cita el caso podría ser desestimado.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No, todo está bien.
No, everything is fine.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Just keep an eye out for that email.
Entonces ya puede salir de la reunión, pero acuérdese que vamos a hablar con usted después. ¿Quería
Está
decir
bien.
algo?
No, sí, lo del papeleo, ellos me lo el papeleo para las 16 horas, ¿ustedes me lo van a mandar?
Sí.
So the paperwork for the 16 hours, you're going to send it to me, right?
Yeah, everything will be in the email.
Todo va a estar en ese correo electrónico, sí.
Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Okay. Miguel Aliman Salas, if you would unmute your device, please. This is EM 7204.
Yes,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
My recollection is your mother needs an interpreter. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Creo que la mamá necesita intérprete. Muy bien.
I didn't hear your answer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the city attorney indicates that you did everything that we asked you to do.
La fiscalía ha indicado que usted hizo todo lo que le pedimos que haga.
As a result, he's indicating that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with an obstructed windshield, a 0-point violation, he will dismiss the original charge against you. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
El fiscal me dice que si que usted se declara culpable de una acusación que se llama que tenía usted el parabrisas dañado, que es una acusación de 0 puntos, entonces el caso se lo va a ser sobreseído. Es como quería usted resolver este caso, ¿verdad?
Miguel, I need you to answer.
Tiene que
Sorry.
responder, Miguel.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Tengo una
Cause
pregunta.
how you said about the windshield, on the ticket it says driving on the wrong side of the road.
La
Right,
boleta dice que yo manejé en el lado equivocado de la pista, pero usted me habla ahora del parabrisas roto.
The original charge is being dismissed. That's a 4-point ticket. You're
Oh,
pleading
okay,
guilty to obstructed windshield because it's a 0-point ticket.
La cuenta original
Okay.
era de 4 puntos, pero esa se la está perdonando. A cambio de eso le pedimos que se declare culpable de que tenía la vista obstruida en el parabrisas.
And so, Miguel, is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Miguel, así quieres
Yes.
acabar este caso, ¿verdad? Sí.
Yes.
Okay, I need to ask your mother a couple of questions.
Quiero hacer un par de preguntas a la señora mamá.
Okay, do you understand the original charge that was filed against your son?
Señora, ¿usted entiende las acusaciones originales contra su hijo?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand the reduced charge that the city attorney is offering your son in an effort to resolve this case?
Y también entiende la acusación nueva, que es reducida, que hace la oferta del fiscal para acabar este caso.
Sí.
Yes.
Do you agree that your son is acting in his best interest by accepting this resolution and pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
¿Usted cree que su hijo está actuando en la mejor manera para este caso resolverlo al declararse culpable de esta cuenta nueva?
Cuenta nueva que le están acusando es para quitarle puntos de la licencia.
So, the new accusation is to take points away from his license?
No, the original charge carried 4 points. The added charge is 0 points, so he will
No,
not
señora.
lose any points.
La cuenta original que la policía le puso a su hijo era de 4 puntos. La fiscalía que le hace una oferta que se declara por algo culpable de algo que trae 0 puntos.
Ok.
All right.
So I need the answer to my question. Do you believe your son is acting in his best interest by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Necesito que me conteste la pregunta que le hice. ¿Usted cree que su hijo, al declararse culpable de esta cuenta nueva, está actuando en su mejor interés?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Miguel, either
Yes.
the last time you were here or this time, did you review the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
La última vez que estuviste acá revisaste tu derecho, ¿verdad? Sí.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
¿Entiendes tú que al declararse culpable, tú estás básicamente renunciando a todos los derechos que viste en ese video, incluyendo todos los derechos que están asociados con un juicio? ¿Entiendes eso? ¿No?
Yes.
Sí.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Okay, for some reason, we lost the interpreter.
Oh.
Miguel, you froze up. Felix, Miguel froze up. You're back.
Ok, muy bien.
So, do you need me to repeat it, Miguel?
Yes, please.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Let him
¿Ha
interpret.
habido coerción o fuerza para que te han hecho para que tú te declares culpable contra tu voluntad?
No.
Miguel, no.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
¿Alguien te ha
No.
hecho una promesa para que te declares culpable en este caso?
Mm-mm. No.
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
¿Estás
No.
ahora bajo la influencia de drogas, medicamentos o remedios que pueda alterar tu manera de entender lo que está pasando. No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with an obstructed windshield, a 0-point violation on January 8th of 2022 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Entonces, con la acusación nueva de que manejabas un vehículo con el parabrisas obstruido, cosa que sucedió el 8 de enero de este año, ¿cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Guilty.
Culpable.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence?
Acepto tu declaración. ¿Quieres decir algo antes que pase sentencia?
No.
No.
All right. Miguel, the only thing I'm going to tell you about this is, as a new driver, you have to drive really conservatively and carefully.
Lo único que tengo que decirte es que como un nuevo chofer, tienes que manejar con mucha más seguridad que lo de ahora.
In other words, don't do things that are unusual like you did on this day. Do you understand that?
Por ejemplo, no hagas cosas que son raras como la última vez que pasó este caso.
Okay. Since you did everything I ordered, I'm not going to impose any fine against you. There's going to be $29 in court costs only.
Desde que hiciste todo lo que te pedimos, no te va a poner ninguna multa. Sin embargo, tienes que pagar $29 por costos de tribunal.
So when you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email. They'll tell you and your mom that you owe $29 and they'll make payment arrangements. Do you have
Cuando
any
salgas del meeting, de esta reunión, esta tarde o mañana, mi secretaria va a ponerse en contacto contigo o con tu mamá para decirle cómo hacen para pagar los $29.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tienes preguntas?
So for the payment, can we just go into the
Yes.
to the building? Okay.
Podemos entrar a un arreglo para pagar. Sí.
Any other questions?
¿Otra
No.
pregunta? No.
And you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Ya pueden salir de la reunión.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Gracias.
All right, I'm on the record in case number EM10051 regarding Gabriela Chavez. Gabriela, if you would unmute your device.
Yes.
Okay. And your mother needs an interpreter, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Felix.
Interpreter's ready.
That's fine. I have a request to set aside the default that entered in this case back on May 13th of 2021.
Yo tengo una solicitud de poner al lado el acto de incumplimiento que sucedió el 13 de mayo del 2021.
All right, this is for a red light violation that happened on April 1st of 2021.
Y esto es por una infracción de pasar la luz roja que sucedió el 1 de abril 2021.
I've read your motion. I only have jurisdiction over these cases for 3 months. Why did you wait so long?
Bueno, yo estuve leyendo su
Let him interpret.
pedimento. Yo estuve leyendo su pedimento y yo solo te llevo la jurisdicción de 3 meses. ¿Por qué esperaste tanto? Adelante, joven.
So, I lost my ticket and I knew my court was in May, but I wasn't sure of the date. And every single time I would call to ask, they would be like, we have nothing under for your name, like all your cases are closed. So we went in because I ended up finding the ticket. So I had pictures of it and I went in when I had the ticket and I told them that I've been like trying to see about the court and they were like, well, birthday's wrong on the ticket and your last name, they used your second last name instead of your first last name. So they would have to search me up through Chavez and the birthday they put on the ticket in order to tell me like to reschedule a date for a new court date. And I didn't know and my
What is your date of birth?
May 31st, 2004. And on the ticket, it said.
I can see the ticket. I have it. It says April 30th of 2004.
Yeah.
Your Honor, do you need me to interpret that for Mom?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
No worries. La razón que esperé tanto por el pedimento fue, bueno, yo perdí la boleta, yo no estuve seguro exactamente cuándo iba a ser la fecha que tuve en el tribunal, yo sabía que era en mayo, pero no sabía cuándo. Cuando yo había llamado, ellos me dijeron que no habían tenido caso en mi nombre, que eso ha estado cerrado. De repente yo encontré mi boleta, le tomé una foto y cuando yo vine al tribunal de nuevo, me habían dicho que lo que pasa que tienen equivocado su fecha de nacimiento y su apellido, parece que están buscando por el apellido equivocado. Entonces me tuvieron que buscar por Chávez y luego la fecha de nacimiento para poder reprogramar la cita. De ahí le pregunta cuál es su fecha de nacimiento, que es el 31 de mayo 2004, y ahí estamos con el caso, señora.
Okay, and is Romana Velasquez your grandmother?
Yeah, her.
And that's you there?
¿Y eres usted, señora? Yes, that's me.
And are you her legal guardian?
Usted eres la guardián legal, señora.
Sí, yo tengo la custodia.
Yes, I have custody.
Yeah, Gabriela, the real problem that I have with this is that the reason that this has taken you so long is that you lost the ticket.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
It's not on us.
Bueno, el problema que yo tengo con esto, Gabriela, es que fuiste tú que perdiste la boleta. Eso no fue que nosotros la habíamos perdido.
Yeah, I'm going to deny your request. It's way later than the 3 months grace period that I'm allowed to have for this type of charge.
Okay.
So I'm going to deny your request. You're going to have to pay in full, and then we'll remove the block on your license and grant you clearance in this case. Okay?
Okay. Sounds
All right.
good.
Yeah, so whenever you get a ticket, the best thing to do is give it to your grandmother right away so that you don't have to lose track of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Bueno, lo que vamos a tener que hacer es negar su solicitud por el pedimento, porque es muy tarde de los 3 meses que tuviste para hacer eso. Entonces, vas a tener que pagar enteramente la multa y cuando se pague, ellos van a quitar el bloque que tienen para sacar su licencia. Y en un futuro, señorita, cuando te den una boleta, su tarea es de entregárselo a su abuela inmediatamente, de hoy en adelante, si es que eso sucede. ¿Está bien?
Yeah.
Do either one of you have any questions?
¿Alguno de ustedes tienen algunas preguntas?
No.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. My clerks will reach out to you by email. They'll provide the information to you about how much is owed and how to make payment and all.
Okay.
And then once we receive that, we'll notify DMV and that'll close this case out. Okay?
Okay, then. Thank you.
Listo, entonces se pueden ir de la reunión y mis actuarias se van a comunicar con ustedes por correo electrónico y le van a avisar en la cantidad de vida y lo resto que van a necesitar estará en ese correo electrónico. Y en cuanto ustedes paguen es lo debido, vamos a comunicarnos con el departamento de motovehículos para que le quiten el bloqueo para que ella pueda sacar su licencia, señora.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, you can leave the meeting.
Se pueden
Thank
ir
you.
a la reunión. Pasen buen día.
So that's everybody, right? Okay, so leaving the meeting.